lesson is on symmetry. Symmetry is where a plane figure has symmetry if it is folded along a line so that the two parts match exactly. So if you cut it in half and you fold it, the two parts match. A line of symmetry is a line that divides a figure into two congruent parts, which means that they're exactly the same size and the same shape, that are mirror images of each other. So let's look at some examples. The first example is a heart. If you draw a line directly vertical on the heart and fold it, both sides look the exact same. They're the same size and the same shape. So we're going to look at the following figures and tell whether the dotted line is a line of symmetry. This one, yes. If you were to take that shape and fold it on that line, they would look the exact same on both sides. The next one is a triangle. Where they've drawn the line, there is no line of symmetry, because if you were to fold along that line, then you would not have two sides being the same size and the same shape. That does not mean that a triangle always has no lines of symmetry. There are different ways that you can draw lines on a triangle to make it have lines of symmetry. For example, if I drew a line here, it would then have a line of symmetry. So just because it says no, that it doesn't, on that specific line is where it does not have a line of symmetry. Looking at this arrow, again, it says no, that line is not a line of symmetry. But if I take my pen and I draw a line here, and that's not exactly straight, but if I fold it along that blue line, it does have a line of symmetry. Just like on this one, they have drawn a line horizontally, and it does have a line of symmetry. The letter H does have a line of symmetry. It actually has two. It has the one that's vertical, and then if I draw a line right here in the middle, I know that's crooked, but in the middle, it would have another line of symmetry. So the letter H has two lines of symmetry. The letter K does not have a line of symmetry. So this question asks you, which figure has no line of symmetry? Well, if you look at number 1, I can draw a line of symmetry right there, and if I folded it, it would be the exact same on both sides. Same thing with your smiley face. If I drew a line of symmetry right here, it would be the exact same on both sides. And then your star actually has several lines of symmetry. You can draw a line of symmetry here, and you can draw a line of symmetry here. And again, these aren't very straight. Line of symmetry here. And then there's actually 2 more that I'm not going to draw because the lines are going to get confusing. But a star has 5 lines of symmetry. Looking at this example, it asks, which figure has no line of symmetry? So let's look at your arrow. If I draw a line here and cut it in half, it'll be the same size and same shape on both sides. And I could also cut it in half here, and it would fold it, and it would be the same on both sides. Number 2, I cannot draw any kind of line of symmetry to make this look the same on both sides. Number 3, a circle. You can draw one here. You can draw one here. You can even draw one here and draw one here. So a circle has 4 lines of symmetry. And then same thing with this arrow. If you drew your line of symmetry horizontally, you do have a line of symmetry there. So the answer for this one is number 2. Which figure has no line of symmetry? Again, number 1, there's no way that I can draw a line to make that have a line of symmetry. However, number 2, I can draw a line there and make it have a line of symmetry. I can draw a line there and make it have a line of symmetry. Number 3, is a square, and I have one line of symmetry there, one line of symmetry there. I have one here, and I have one here. So a square has 4 lines of symmetry. Same thing on this trapezoid. You have one line of symmetry because you have where I can fold it vertically, and it will look the same on both sides. And then some of your questions on your quiz are going to ask you how many. If you look at this triangle, it has one line of symmetry. If you look at this rectangle, you have 2 lines of symmetry. You look at the square, you have 4 lines of symmetry. This is the answer to number 1 on your quiz. The answer to number 1 on your quiz is 4. The number 5, there is no way that I can fold the number 5 to make it have a line of symmetry, so the answer is 0. It has 0 lines of symmetry. If you look at this arrow, it has 1 line of symmetry. If you look at this arrow, it has 2 lines of symmetry. It has a vertical and a horizontal line of symmetry. If you look at this shape, you have 1 line of symmetry. There's only one way I can fold that where it looks the same on both sides. This one, same thing. There's only one way that I can fold that where it will look the same on both sides. So for your quiz, your password is cat. Again, your password is cat.